Hello fashion lovers, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, it is this strapless bustier we'll be making in this video, overlap strapless. If it is what you're interested in, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I post 4 to 5 videos every week. All right, so be part of the family. So for this stylish blouse, this is the calculation I'm working with. Okay, shoulder 16. As usual, we divide by 2, bust 36, divide by 4, waist 28, hip 34, 8, both divided by 4. Half length 16, B point 10, UB 13 and half, 13 and half, blouse length 25. All right, so my nipple to nipple is 8 divided by 2 plus half. Then there is shoulder to upper chest. Now, this shoulder to upper chest is optional. You can measure it or you can just do the calculation, all right? And for this video, I will be doing the calculation, all right? At times we don't remember to measure some certain things. Rather, we do the calculation, we just use our imagination to get the correct thing it should be, all right? Now, this is the calculation. So I added for my sewing allowance, and that, please, yours should be 4 inches. You can work with 4, you can work with 5, but I'm starting with 3. 3 is the minimum you can go. All right, this is more like a strapless bustier. All right, so, and it's an overlap. You can see there is button at the front. So the first thing first, what do we cut? What do we fold? All right, looking at this stylish top, you can see there is a difference. So what to do is your largest calc measurement, which is 12 and a half plus 4 and a half. It can be 5. That will be an overlap allowance. Then you sum it up. That is what you fold. So for this video, we are folding 17. I said, let me repeat it. Your highest measurement, which is your hip, plus the sewing allowance, so please, plus 4 and a half or 5. Okay, what is the 5 for our overlap allowance? Look at this top very well. Look at the blouse. You can see it is an overlap, but it has button. Okay, but it is an overlap. Okay, so you have to make provision for the overlap. Looking at it very well, you see that it extended to the next nipple point. All right, that is why I went for 4 and a half. You can go for 5, you can go for 6. Okay, whichever one you're okay with, you're still in line. But have it in mind, you need an overlap allowance. Okay, so this is my overlap allowance, which is the first thing you mark. It's just like you making provision for your zip. Where there is zip, you make provision for zip. But in this case, there's an overlap. Okay, it went in front of each other, so therefore there is an overlap. All right, now this is my overlap allowance, properly marked out, 4 and a half. Remember, okay, you can go with 5 if you wish. Once you have done this, you start here. You see where my hand is? I'll start measuring your shoulder. That is the first thing I'm marking. Once I've gotten my shoulder, I'll start with every other measurement, starting with the armhole depth. All right, starting with the under bust, starting with the bust point, starting with the half length, which is the waist, and starting with my blouse length. Okay, so I went for 8 for my armhole depth, and I went for 10 as it is on the measurement we saw earlier. As it is, that is what I'm marking out, and that is my half length. My half length is 16, remember, and my blouse length is 25. Okay, so I'll just transfer the same measurement on the other side. Why? Because when connecting both, I do not want any part to be shifting. I want it to be straight. If it is 8 here, it should equally give me 8 on the other side. So you can see I'm marking out the other side. Then I'm done with that. It's just for me to get my rule, connect it straight. It has to rhyme with the other lines. Okay, so I've marked the first, the next is the second. Okay, So you just go on and connect all the necessary lines. All right, now I've connected all the necessary lines. You can see they all met. So the next thing, I'll connect my shoulder straight up, okay, and curve my armhole, then start measuring, taking my measurement. Now the measurement we have to take now is just the basic measurement. All right, starting with the bust. You already know where the overlap stops. This is where you start measuring from, where my hand is, okay. Now my bust is 9, okay, that is it. 9, remember I did 3 inches, so I added my 3 inches, okay. Now on the waist, remember we are working with 28, which is 7. All right, I will equally add my sewing allowance and that allowance, which is 3. On the hip, remember I have 9.5 plus 3 inches. So this is the basic measurement. The next, I'll use my rule and connect. Okay, once I've connected it, like we said earlier, this is a bustier, but in this case you can pad it if you choose to, but it shouldn't be you shouldn't use cup. Rather, you can pad it, or don't, you can just leave it the way it is. Whichever one you choose to is okay. All right, so once you have done that, you label all this out. This is BBP, this is my underbust, waist and hip. Okay, these are the basic measurements. All right, now the next thing we need to do is that shoulder to upper chest. If you measured it, it is time you indicate it. For example, let's say this is it. This is 5.5. Okay, let's say that is it. All right, where I measure, but I'm not going that way. Rather, I'll go, this pattern is very easy. Now this is where my bust point is. The distance from my bust point to upper chest is what covers the bust, and for me, I want it to be 4 inches above. So from the upper bust, from the bust point, I measured 4 inches, 4.5, and that is the line I connected. So you can see, if it is the upper chest, this is what I want. The 1 inch above is for the upper chest. So whichever one you choose is your choice, okay. Now once you have done that, the next thing is for us to start our nipple to nipple marking it. I'm going for 4.5. Remember, it is 8 divided by 2. It gave us 4, my plus half inches. So what I'm marking straight up is 4.5, and that is my nipple to nipple divided by 2 plus half inches. All right, now having gotten that, now we indicate our center of connectivity. This point connect every other thing. The bust point connect to the upper chest. The upper chest connect to the bust point connect to waist, under bust too. Now right at that line, you can take 3/4 inches, you can take 1 inches, but I'm taking 1 inches in this case. All right, from each side 1 inches. All right, you come right at the under bust, the same thing from here, 1 inches, from the other side 1 inches. Okay, now once you've marked it, you start connecting from the upper chest to the under bust. Okay, from the bust point, remember the distance from my bust point to my upper chest is 4.5. Yours can be 5 or 6. So from the bust point again, you connect to the under bust. All right, now you come down at your hip or blouse length, mark the same 1 inches. Okay, it needs to be straight, not slanted. All right, so what I'll do is connect it from the waist, from the under bust straight up, from the under bust straight up. All right, then so once we have gotten to this extent, we are almost done. All right, now the next thing is from the other side of, from here. All right, you connect it slanted this way to the armhole curve. Then you curve it this way that I'm curving it, okay, because I don't want it slanted. So you curve it in by half inches. Once you have curved this, what next? Our overlap is next. Okay, our overlap is next. Now looking at this dress, let me zoom it so you see it. So looking at this dress, you can see the overlap part. It is just few maybe 1 or 2 inches after the bust point. So from the bust point, you can see after my B, I can take 2 inches or I can take 1.5. All right, I can even take one, whichever one, but watch it very well. You see that it is just, about 1 or 1.5 inches away from the bust point. All right, so if you want it to be 2, you can increase it. You want it to be 1.5, it is your choice, but for me, I'm going for 1.5. Okay, so you can see it. You need to indicate that point. Once you indicate it, you get your rule slanted the way I just did. You're connecting it from the upper chest, you know that. Once you have slanted it this way, you come down. Now from the waist, where do you want it to be open? From the down part this way, this is the down part. If you want it 5, good. If you want it 6, up, good. Whichever one you want it, but you need to indicate where you want the opening to be. Now the next thing is looking for you to place it. All right, for you to place it, the distance from here where the sewing is, you can go for 1 or 2 inches away from the bust point. That, all right, indicate the mark. Once you've done that, you get your rule. So you indicate where you want. Once you indicate what you want, so you place your rule and connect it. So guys, this is the center of the opening. Let's measure. Now you can see it's giving me 4. It's not up to 5 again. So, and I want it to be 5. That way, what I'll do is for it to be close to 5, I need to increase it. You can see how I'm placing it. If the center opening at the down is 5 inches, this is how you do it if you insist on 5. So guys, look at it. Looking at it alone is giving me the vibe that I'm on the right track. Okay, what do you think? Let me know on the comment section. All right. So the next thing is to curve the side. If you watch the top, the side is shorter than the center front. Okay. So from the blouse length, you can measure 2.5. You can measure 3, whichever one you want. Okay, you use your French curve and curve it. All right, once you have curved it, it is better. Now to have a good or perfect result, it is best you finish sewing your dart, all right, before going drafting all this. Okay, this side will be cut off, this side cut off, this other side too cut off. All right, so let's cut. Okay, so guys, you cut. All right, Now once you have cut, our front pattern is ready. The next thing right now is for us to determine our back. Now you already know the back starts from the armhole. You have to fold the overlap allowance inside. Alright, now this is it. Now remember it starts from the B, which is the back. Okay, once you place it this way, you cut. You're cutting exactly. Now if you watch the placing, there's no zip allowance. Alright, now watch what I'll do. This is how the back of this dress is. Okay, the dart is cut through. Follow the curve. Then you curve. So this is for our back, which is ready. Now having this as our back, now watch the dart. The dart is cut through from the B down. So this is the B, this is the waist, and this is the hip. So the next thing is for us to start with our nipple to nipple, alright, to mark the dart. Nipple to nipple. Now for this, I'm going with the same 4.5. 4.5. The same thing on the hip to 4.5. Now once you have marked it, connect it straight down. Now come at the waist part of it, the W part of it. You mark half inches. Alright, it is a dart, therefore it is half inches for the dart intake. So you connect the dart. Okay, so all this part will be cut off. Alright, this is the dart for my back. Okay, so this is it. Now the next thing we'll do is to cut out the dart. You can see how I'm cutting it. Alright, this is the back. So I haven't cut this. Now this is the front part. Let's place it the way it should be. Now this is how it should be. Though the dart part has not been cut, okay, but it is better you finish the sewing of the dart before you do this. Okay, look at the picture. This is how it should be. Alright. So this part will be cut off. Alright. Now from here you can measure either 1 or 1.5 or even 2. Okay, you can see it is about 2 1.5 inches, above the other part of the wrap. Okay, let's connect it. Now this part will be cut off. This part will be cut off. This is the part in the blouse that is shorter. The other one is longer. So now this is it. So guys, this is it. This is the opening. Place it very well. So if you watch the connectivity just few inches after the bust point. Now once we have indicated and the place the pattern paper is giving us what we want, the next thing is for us to cut our dart. Like I said, before you start drafting the asymmetrics, it is better you finish sewing the dart and the armhole. So guys, this is it. So this is it. Okay. Now what I'll do is use sellotape, which I've done. This is our back. I use sellotape to hold it all together. Okay. Then the front. So this is it. After cutting, I use sellotape, to hold it together to see if it is giving what is on the picture. Looking at it, it is giving. Okay, it is giving what is on the picture. Any question, use try. So guys, this is it. Let me know if it is giving on the comment section, please. Is it giving or not? Let me know on the comment section. But for me, it is giving what is on the picture. What we need next is the straps, all right? The rope on the shoulder, that is what we need. And the rest measurement is nothing. So this is, let's say this is the straps. Okay, use sellotape, hold it down and cut. Then you turn over the other part. So guys, this is it. Let's use pin code. Is it giving or not? Definitely it is giving what is on the picture. So guys, please make sure to like, subscribe, all right, and join my family. Okay, we have monthly membership support group, so be part of the group, all right? So thank you for always watching, guys. I appreciate it. It is giving already. Now remember there is button on it. Okay, so I'll just use marker. You can see I use marker and just circled a little bit to form the circle we need.